Hello everybody, Michael with Juggernaut Weld Fab. Today we're going to be patching some holes on this fire truck for our local fire station. They had conduit run through there at one point in time. They had plastic poles on the back of here with conduit, and they cut holes with a hole saw and they no longer need them. So somebody along the way, they sealed it with household caulking. So that's what I've been working on just now. Stainless steel wire brush on a die grinder and a carbide tip for a die grinder to make sure we get all that caulking cleaned out of there. We're gonna polish it up with that wire wheel, try to peel back that oxide layer, clean everything up before we start welding on it. I went ahead and cut some plugs, some 1 3/4 plugs on our STV CNC plasma table. And what I'll go ahead and do is go over a little trick that I use for patching holes. And you can use this for steel, stainless steel, aluminum, anything. It's gonna allow you to weld up holes a heck of a lot easier. You know, say you've got a 2-inch hole in a piece of plate steel that you need filled in, you can do it with this technique. Okay, so we've got our plug. It's going to be slightly smaller than the hole that we're welding. And I got these from my local steel supplier years ago. They had them on their drop rack, and so I was able to pick them up for cheap. But this is just a plate of brass, a block of brass, and this is a block of copper, obviously. What we're going to do is we're going to clamp this either or on the back side of our plate that we're filling the hole in, stack our plug in there, and we're going to weld up against this copper, okay? Copper is it takes a ton of heat to weld because it conducts even better than aluminum does. So conducts heat, therefore it transfers heat really fast, and it takes a ton of amperage to be able to even weld thin copper. So it works well as a backer, and then your material will not stick to it. Like I said before, they say that you need to fill up bolt holes to be able to grind down and retap in a skid loader bucket for the frog for the cutting edge. You can go ahead and put this up behind there, clean your hole out real well with a carbide, and weld right against this and fill that hole and grind it down, tap it, you're good to go. So I'll show you guys the holes we're working with, and I'll get these fit up there and I'll show you what we're working with from the top. Okay, so I've got everything ready to go. I'm gonna take the camera, show you guys what I've got. Excuse all the shakiness. Okay, so this is our hole that we're filling. I went ahead and cleaned everything up with a wire wheel, and then I took a carbide to the inside edge of this because, like I said, it looks like they had used some caulking or something. Cleaned up the surface of my brass plate, and now I've got my plug set in there. That's exactly how I want it. I want it slightly smaller than the hole that we're filling. We're going to go ahead and light up on this. I'll try to get some camera views of what's going on. All right, as you guys can see, I've got my disc laid in there, my plug laid in there, and we'll go ahead and start filling this in. I'll go ahead and put a good tack on this side, then there, and there. We'll quarter tack it. Yeah, so we're using our Edge Welding CB6Q. So this is my favorite cup for aluminum. It's a quartz collet body instead of a gas lens. It adapts the collet body kind of to a gas lens, actually, but it just tends to work better on aluminum, I think, than a traditional gas lens. Especially when you're doing something nice like an intercooler or charge piping or a fuel cell. I feel like this leaves a better finish, a better finished appearance. And we're rocking our Everlast 255 EXT. That thing's been a workhorse. Someday I'll be a big boy and get to buy the 500 EXT, but not a big boy yet. The material was heating up enough to where the weld was kind of washing out. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add just a little bit more filler right here. Use my stainless steel wire brush. Cleaned up. All right. So that's how your copper or your brass backer helps. You can actually build your weld directly on top of that plate. If we were trying to do this without a backer, this 1/8 inch aluminum would want to fall in. So one, it gives you something to weld against and build against. Two, it's actually pulling heat out of this material while we have it clamped to it. So works good for stainless steel, mild steel, aluminum, anything you're trying to fill. Go to your local scrap yard, your steel supplier, see if you can get you a chunk of copper or brass, and it'll really help you out. As always, guys, Juggernaut Weld Fab, we appreciate you watching. You're looking for a good machine. If you're learning to TIG weld, looking for a good machine, hit up Everlast. They by far have the best tech support and stand behind their machines. We rep them really hard and couldn't do what we do without these guys. Edge welding cups, hit up Stacia or Eric, any of those guys. Family owned business, American made, can't get any better than that, and they're awesome to deal with. Those two, STV CNC, looking, or if you're in the market for a plasma table, looking to get into CNC plasma, hit those guys up. They've got a table for every budget, and again, their customer service is freaking top notch. So thanks for watching. Hit us up on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, whatever you want. Juggernaut Weld Fab.